Good evening, the time now is 11 p.m. On top of the hour headlines. 87 units of affordable homes are currently being developed in TATAU. BINTULU is set to enjoy 5G network connectivity. And despite the increase in index price in December, Sarawak cement prices remain stable. Hello there, you're now with me, Douglas Elliott, and this is TVS Nightline. We begin with tonight's top story. A new affordable housing project comprising 87 units of two-story semi-detached houses in a commercial centre is being developed in TATAU to cater to the growing population in the area. Premier of Sarawak, Dato' Petinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Obing said the project, which will sit on a 23.5 hectare of land, is scheduled to be completed in 2 years' time. Conference after visiting the housing project site at Buan Land District on Tuesday, Abang Johari said the project will be similar to that of the Sungai Bedaun project in Kuching and will benefit the B40 and M40 income groups, adding that the down payment for the house will be borne by the Sarawak government. The new housing resettlement project is funded by the federal government with 18.5 million ringgit for infrastructure, while the Sarawak government has allocated 15 million ringgit for the construction of the affordable homes. Also present were Deputy Premier Dato' Sri Dr. Sim Kui Hian, State Secretary Dato' Sri Muhammad Abu Bakar Marzuki, Minister in the Premier's Department Dato' John Siki, and Bintulu Development Authority Board of Directors Deputy Chairman Haidar Khan Asghar Khan. The implementation of 5G network service is currently underway in several locations in Sarawak, including Bintulu. In ensuring its smooth implementation, the Bintulu Residence Office has organized a briefing and engagement session with the community in regards to the 5G telecommunication system.
Tanjong Batu Assemblyman Johnny Pang said the session aimed to clarify issues arising among the local community.
Actually, I think we mostly agree 5G to be built in Bintulu because we are going to update all our status now. And then the most important is not because people have any queries about 5G. I think people are queries about the distance, the location where you put your host somewhere near residential area. I think this is what they are more concerned. And then they are also more concerned about any radiation or not, because they've been hearing so many side effects, you know. And then I think this is a human nature. So that's why a lot of resident people also coming here. So this is very good, so that we can communicate each other, whatever the initiative of our government, especially state government.
He added Bintulu is one of the areas apart from Kuching and Miri which has been identified for the 5G network service rollout in the first phase of its implementation. As of now, about 82 sites in major cities throughout Sarawak have been identified for the implementation of 5G network services. He said this at the briefing of the implementation of 5G telecommunication services in Bintulu held at the Bintulu Development Authority PDA Auditorium on Monday.
Now, on Monday, Malaysia's Department of Statistics DOSM revealed that the unit price index of cement rose 1.5% in December 2022 from a month prior and marked a second consecutive month of increase. However, Sarawak Housing and Real Estate Developers Association Sheda Kuching Branch Chairman Dato' Sim Kiang Chok noted that the cement prices in Sarawak remain stable despite the announcement.
We in Sarawak, there's one big supplier by CMS, and there's no price increase since the last announcement in 17th of February 2022. There might be some price increase due to delivery charges, but cement price in Sarawak is stable.
He added the global inflation has also driven up the prices of other building materials such as steel bars and mirrors.
If you go by the index, which is by the statistics department, we have seen a lot of building material has gone up over the past 1 year. All the steel bar has gone up. The others cement product will go up as well. All the related building material has gone up.
Due to the inflationary pressure, Sheda has adjusted prices for new housing this year in tandem with the increase in building material prices. Meanwhile, on the issue of cement shortage supply in Sarawak in October and November last year, Kiang Cheo said the issue has been resolved and urged any issue related to the shortage of cement supply to be made public.
In early October, the issue was resolved. So here I like to say it's important that if there is any shortage of supply of cement, it must be made known to the public, as most building contracts allow for extension on time due to delay in essential building materials.
Similarly, the Sarawak Economic Development Corporation (SEDC) and Bintulu Development Authority (BDA) are set to establish a joint venture company to import cement from Thailand in effort to address the issues of cement shortage and the price hike. The joint venture would be importing between 500,000 and 1 million tons of cement in a year.
In a bid to carry out outreach programs in rural and highly populated areas in the state, the Employees Provident Fund EPF will provide 3 mobile trucks to several of its branches in Sarawak. EPF Chairman Tan Sri Ahmad Badri Muhammad Zahir said this move aims to provide more comprehensive mobile services to the surrounding communities.
Pasukan Outreach Sarawak juga akan menerima pertambahan 2 lagi kenderaan pacuan 4 roda, 3 set generator, 2 peralatan BSAT dan lain peralatan IT dan bukan IT. Saya percaya tambahan kelengkapan ini akan dapat membantu pasukan Outreach KWSP sebaiknya selain memberi kemudahan dan keselesaan terutamanya kepada pasukan Sarawak kita yang perlu menempuh perjalanan jauh ke lokasi pendalaman untuk memberikan khidmatan kepada ahli-ahli dan bakal-bakal pencalon KWSP.
He noted that the outreach programs are expected to start in Bintulu in March. Adding further, he said the constant commitment and dedication shown by the EPF branch in Sarawak could be set as an example to other branches all over the country.
Setiap kemudahan dan perkhidmatan di KWSP diperkenalkan hanya mempunyai satu tujuan, iaitu memastikan ahli-ahlinya mencapai masa depan persaraan yang terjamin, selesa dan bermaruah. Kerana inilah KWSP sangat mementingkan kualiti kerja. Yang teras pada kecemerlangan ini ialah pembinaan nilai dan amalan di kalangan anggota KWSP sendiri.
He said this after officiating the EPF Cebu branch office at Jalan Kampung Datu 5 on Tuesday. Currently, Sarawak has 950,000 members, but only 550,000 are active.
In Crime Watch, the police are actively hunting for the suspect believed to be involved in a hit-and-run accident at Jalan Sibu Bintulu near Sungai Aping Kemana in Ulu Belingan on Monday night. Muka Police Chief DSP Muhammad Rizal alias said the victim was identified as Danny Bayang, 18, who was walking on the side of the road when he was hit by a vehicle coming from Bintulu.
Siasatan awal polis mendapati kejadian berlaku ketika mangsa keluar berjalan kaki dari rumah panjangnya di Rumah Akad menuju ke Rumah Cindun. Berjalan kaki melalui tepi jalan raya, dipercayai telah dilanggar lari oleh sebuah kenderaan yang datang dari arah Bintulu. Mangsa tidak memakai baju dan hanya berseluar pendek hitam ketika ditemui dalam terbaring di tengah jalan.
The body was then taken to Muka Hospital for further action.
Mayat telah dibawa oleh pihak polis ke Hospital Mukah untuk tindakan lanjut dan bedah siasat. Setakat ini, tiada saksi bebas yang dapat membantu siasatan dan pihak kami meminta orang ramai yang mempunyai sebarang maklumat mengenai kejadian untuk tampil ke Balai Polis berdekatan atau menghubungi Pegawai Penyiasat Inspektor Muhammad Rahmat bin Jalimin di talian 011-316-2713 atau talian hotline IPD Mukah 084-871-222.
We'll be taking a short break, but coming up after the break, Ministry of Health to examine 7 indicators before tightening the country SOP, and Sabah passes 2 bills to gain control of gas resources. Right here on TVS Nightline, we'll be back. Welcome back. 7 key indicators will be examined in the country before the Ministry of Health decides to tighten the standard operating procedures SOPs if necessary. For now, the ministry has decided to maintain the current existing SOP. Health Director General Tan Sri Dr. Nur Hisham Abdullah said the ministry will first monitor the situation in the country and further strengthen public health control before taking any actions.
He added that the indicators include the sudden increase in imported cases. Currently, only 3 or 4 cases are recorded per month, and the discovery of new variants in sewage samples and at high-risk places. Adding further, he said in the event, should a new variant other than Omicron is detected, the MOH will monitor the extent of infectivity of the variant and the severity or hospitalization. Another indicator is the increase in cases of influenza-like illness, ILI, and severe acute respiratory infections, SARI, in selected health facility. Additionally, another indicator is the capacity of the public health system. As such, the indicator that will also be monitored is the increase in death cases, which is currently 1 figure per day, and if there is a 3-digit jump, the MOH will investigate the extent of the severity of the virus.
Separately, school canteen operators have been asked to adhere to the guidelines set by the Ministry of Education with regard to the allegations of higher food prices at such premises recently. Its Minister Fadlina Sidi said her ministry is always controlling and monitoring canteen operations, including the setting of food prices, since it involves significant stakeholders.
Kita ada garis panduan dan sekolah tertakluk dan juga kontraktor kantin ini tertakluk dengan garis panduan tersebut. Dan KPM kita memang kawal dan pantau. Jadi sebenarnya kalau ada dakwaan-dakwaan itu, mereka kena pergi balik kepada kontrak yang mereka telah buat dan garis panduan yang telah kita buat dengan sekolah. Dan stakeholder pemegang taruh untuk isu harga makanan ini besar, bukan sahaja dengan kontraktor kantin dan juga sekolah, tapi juga dengan KKM. Sebab nutrisi kita kena tengok, diet kanak-kanak ini kita kena tengok. Jadi dia punya stakeholder itu besar.
She said this to the reporters after visiting Sekolah Kebangsaan Pulau Rusa that had been affected by heavy flooding in December. When asked to comment on the official report on the issue, she said her team would gather information if complaints are received from any parties. Recently, the media reported an allegation of increased food prices at school canteens due to an increase in the prices of raw materials.
The media must play an important role in easing any conflict between Malaysia and Indonesia to ensure the relationship between the two countries remain close. Malaysian-Indonesian Journalist Alliance or ISWAMI President Datuk Mokhtar Hussein said if the media from both countries were able to cooperate in providing the best possible explanations, any arising issues could be resolved.
On the history of ISWAMI, Mokhtar said that the alliance was initially established when there was some tension in the Malaysia-Indonesia relationship involving border issues and the Indonesian workforce, among other things. According to him, in 2004 until 2005, Malaysia and Indonesia saw many demonstrations erupting in conflicts in both countries.
Gerakan itu bermula 2004, 2005 ketika itu kita lihat banyak demonstrasi ya. Bila ada isu contohnya isu-isu sepadan antara Malaysia dan Indonesia ya. Kemudian ada isu-isu yang tenaga kerja Indonesia diperlakukan macam didera kan menjadi bawa ke mahkamah dan menjadi dan itu menimbulkan kemarahan akibat berlaku demonstrasi di luar kedutaan kita di sana. Jadi apabila kita sering berhubung dengan pihak di sana, pihak media di sana, pihak di sana dapat juga memberi penjelasan jelas, tak dipanjangkan lagi isu itu, kan? Jadi dia kemudian keadaan makin reda.
Meanwhile, ISWAMI Deputy President Datuk Zulkifli Hamzah said the good relationship between the Malaysian and Indonesian media has resolved issues involving arts and culture that used to be highlighted by the media because the two countries understand each other.
Tambah pula sekarang ini dengan wibawa Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim, dengan ketokohan beliau yang memang sudah dikenali oleh masyarakat banyak di Indonesia, sama ada itu korporat, orang politik, dan itu memudahkan lagi hubungan yang lebih baik. Saya fikir konflik-konflik ini termasuk yang ketiga kalau boleh sebut isu seni dan budaya. Seni budaya ni kebelakangan ini sudah tidak lagi muncul. Itu barangkali mampu diredakan oleh dengan adanya media yang saling memahami.
He said this while appearing as a guest on Bernama TV's Ruang Bicara program titled Sinergi Perpaduan KL Jakarta on Monday.
Alas, the Sabah State Legislative Assembly today passed two bills related to the transfer of gas supply regulatory power from the federal government to the state government. Sabah State Assembly Speaker Datuk Seri Kazim M. Yahya said the two bills, namely the Sabah State Energy Commission Bill 2023 and the Gas Supply Bill 2023, were passed with a strong majority vote.
Sabah Chief Minister Datuk Seri Haji Noor, when tabling the Sabah Energy Commission Bill 2023, said the bill seeks to establish the Energy Commission of Sabah, otherwise known as ECOS. Hajiji added that with the bill, the ECOS will be empowered to perform regulatory functions for the gas supply sector in Sabah so that all activities in the sector can be controlled and carried out effectively and efficiently. Hajiji said the transfer of Gas Supply Regulatory Authority was the first phase of the plan to take over the power sector in Sabah. The second phase, the takeover of Electricity Supply and Renewable Energy Regulatory Authority from the federal government, is expected to take place in April this year. During the debate on the motion, Penambang Member of Parliament Dato' Iwan Benedict said the effort to take power over gas, electricity and the power sector was part of the full realization of the Malaysia Agreement 1963, which the people of Sabah had long desired. He also proposed the establishment of an all-party committee in the Sabah State Assembly to discuss and organize efforts to claim Sabah's right in MA 63 and the Federal Constitution. Meanwhile, Hajiji, when tabling the Gas Supply Bill 2023, said it empowers the state government to regulate the gas supply sector in Sabah so that all activities in the sector can be effectively controlled and conducted efficiently.
Thank you for tuning in to Nightline on TVS. Now in foreign development, several houses and buildings were destroyed after a 7.5 magnitude earthquake rocked Indonesia's eastern province of Maluku early on Tuesday. The country's Meteorology, Climatology and Geophysics Agency had reported the quake at 7.9 magnitude before revising it to 7.5.
Several houses and buildings were impacted by the earthquake. Some of them had cracks and some others collapsed. Donny B. Lyon, the head of operational unit of the Disaster Management and Mitigation Agency in Kepulauan Tanimbar district, the hardest hit area, said that an assessment would be conducted to find out the precise impact of the tremors. So far, he said there were no preliminary reports of injuries or fatalities. The official said that over 2,000 people in the district had fled to the coastal areas after the quake in anticipation of a possible tsunami. 3 aftershocks from weak to moderate levels followed the main shock. According to the weather agency, the tremors of the earthquake were also felt in several nearby provinces. The agency had also issued a tsunami alert for Maluku and the nearby province of Southeast Sulawesi. The quake occurred at 12:47 a.m. local time, with its epicenter located 148 kilometers northwest of Maluku Tenggara Barat district and a depth of 131 kilometers under the seabed.
Hundreds of migrants are in limbo in Mexico, waiting for a change in immigration laws in the United States for them to cross the border in hopes of chasing the ever-elusive American dream. U.S. President Joe Biden and his Mexican counterpart, President Andres Manuel Lopez, are holding talks in Mexico City, with the issue being high on the list of discussions.
Jocelyn Barancada, a Venezuelan migrant currently waiting with her 3 children, wants to apply for asylum in the U.S. and do her migration process legally.
I will not go back. I will move forward and wait as long as I have to wait. When they let me, I will wait 2 months at the border for migration process to be done. And if Mr. Biden approves a new migration law, I will wait for it. I have 3 children and I have been waiting here for 3 days to get a permit because I want to do everything legally. If I have to wait for the permit from Mexico City, I will wait and do the process the way it has to be.
Meanwhile, Arturo Barrios hopes that not only the 2 countries, but the Northern American countries as well would establish a mutual migration agreement and open their borders. I really hope they will create a mutual agreement between both countries. Maybe it could be expanded beyond the US border to Canada, Spain or other countries that could receive and collaborate with us. Not only us from Venezuela, but also Nicaraguans or Cubans. The borders should be open. We are one world and we are all children of God. Previously, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled that it would maintain a COVID-19 era measure for expediting expulsions of unregistered migrants to Mexico, which Joe Biden said could last until at least June. The measure is known as Title 42, which can be applied to more nationalities, including Cubans, Nicaraguans, and Haitians, to seek asylum to safeguard freedoms of movement within Mexico. However, Mexico only accepts certain nationalities expelled from the U.S., but is predicted to take more under the said measure.
And finally, Virgin Orbit's first attempt to launch a satellite from the United Kingdom appeared to have failed when their rocket, the Launcher 1, faced an anomaly, preventing it from reaching the orbit. The company took to Twitter to say that they are currently evaluating the information and will share any latest developments regarding the project.
The mission had left from a coastal town in southwest England, with the Virgin Orbit's rocket being carried under a modified Boeing 747 named Cosmic Girl and later released over the Atlantic Ocean. However, the apparent failure dealt a hard blow to European space ambitions following Italy's Vega C rocket mission failure in late December. Since the incident, the rockets have been grounded until further notice. Virgin Orbit collaborates with the UK Space Agency, Cornwall Council and the Royal Air Force to establish the Start Me Up mission, a joint effort to carry satellites from 7 customers to space, including commercial and governmental payloads.
And that's all the time we have for TVS Nightline. My name is Douglas Elliott. Thank you for watching and good night.